Let me see your beautiful smile. And once again, that happiness in your eyes.
Hey friends, today I'm going to talk about my experience with electrolysis and getting it done for my gender confirmation surgery. Now if you followed any videos in my past, you'll know that I had laser hair removal done on my face to get rid of my beard. Now I did probably over 10 to 15 sessions just for that. I haven't gone to a laser session in about a year. I do plan on going back just to get some cleanup done. I do have some stragglers, but they're not very noticeable. If you've watched my last video, you'll know that Dr. McGinn sees electrolysis as an optional part of her surgery. Now, I, being a very dark-haired Italian, only 5%, thanks to Ancestry DNA's discovery, some of my past pictures with my beard, you'll kind of know that I have a lot of hair. In my last video, I did state that if you are getting electrolysis, it is preferred to get it 12 months to 18 months before your surgery. That way you can make sure you got all the hairs in the growth cycle out. I am doing it about 7 months before my surgery, which isn't bad, but it's not great, but it's not bad. I just want to make sure that there's no complications with ingrown hairs and any of those and possible infections and stuff to be part of the healing process. I just would rather get it all done out of the way now and not have to deal with it later. Now, I'm just going to go over the basics of electrolysis and to what my knowledge of it is. I will link down below because, like I said, I am no expert on this matter. But first thing you should know is do not shave for your first appointment. I'm sure they will tell you that, but just to know, do not shave. Unlike laser hair removal, they want you to have a little bit of hair growth going on. Now, the reason for that is they want to make sure you have some kind of hair growth going on. That way, when they do probe you, and yes, a tiny, tiny, tiny probe on this little handheld wand thing is going to go into each hair follicle. Now, the reason they don't want you to shave is because when they go into each pore separately, they want to make sure they don't go in sideways or adjacent. They want to make sure they go down clean to the root of the hair follicle, because there's going to be an electric current that shoots to that tiny probe, creating a chemical reaction that not only burns the hair follicle, but it also kills the hair follicle base. Killing that hair follicle base is perfect for having permanent hair growth. Now, if you get a hair follicle that is in a different hair stage growth, they might not get that base, and they might have to get that hair follicle at another time, months down the road. So, like laser hair removal, it is not completely permanent right away and not getting it done in one session or sitting. It is going to take a few of them, just like laser, until your hair is in each hair cycle that it is able to be killed in. You may ask yourself, is this a time-consuming thing? Yes. Just like your laser sessions, just like everything else with transitioning, it is time-consuming. You have to be patient. Because they're going through each hair follicle separately, it's a little bit time-consuming. Unlike laser, where you can just go zap, 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 and be done within an hour or less than an hour, electrolysis is time-consuming. My first session was an hour, and it was just like a small patch. The next 2 sessions were 2 hours each, and I still don't have like the full area that I want done. So I have 2 more appointments coming up with probably like 3 or more to go in the future before my surgical date. Dr. McGinn does want you to stop electrolysis a month before the surgery. That way you're completely healed up from it and there's no swelling or anything down there before like the big swelling all happens. I'm very thankful that I found Kelly. Her location is in Oak Park, Illinois, so if you are in the west suburbs or Chicago, perfect. Because I found it very hard to find somebody out where I live, and that's mostly because a lot of places only really do electrolysis on your face, and there's a lot more laser places around here than there are electrolysis, so it was kind of a tough place, but I was able to find somebody that recommended me to Kelly, and it's been perfect. First night that Kelly did the session, she did it in the 3 most sensitive areas, and it didn't hurt for me. And she's like, that's really weird that it doesn't hurt for you, because a lot of people hate these areas because it's very painful. So I took that as in like, this isn't so bad, and I kind of got cocky because then when my 3rd session happened, I was feeling it. It is a very hot sensation, kind of like laser where it's like a rubber band snapping. It's a very minuscule spot that it happens, but because there's so many nerves in that area, you feel it, and it makes you wince. So just be prepared for the different pain because everybody is different, and the 3 most sensitive areas was nothing to me, and the spots that like other people don't have issues with, I had issues with. Some places do recommend getting some topical cream that has some lidocaine in it. I didn't use that the first 2 times. She tried it the 3rd time, and it didn't do anything for me because that 3rd time was painful. I am probably just going to take ibuprofen before I go and just kind of stick it out. It's going to be like really nothing compared to like the pain that's coming up. So just like having laser done, you're going to have some pain that carries on to the next day or 2. I did have some swelling because she's probing each hair follicle, so eventually, yeah, that's going to swell. So I was still able to do some kind of exercise activities. I went biking the next day after my 3rd session, and that was the most painful session. So you're still able to do things. They say that the aftercare is you keep aloe and lotion on that area, just keep it from being dried up because you are probably gonna scab up a little bit, but it took like 4 days, 5 days for it to eventually the healing to like be done and be back to like normal. This is my first time having electrolysis done, and it was in my genital area, and I don't know if I would switch over to it with getting my face done. I kind of like laser because it is quicker, and like with my hair being mostly all gone, laser is a lot more quicker now, so it's not as time consuming with having to go in each hair follicle. Not that like I have that many left, but I don't know. I think I'll stick to laser with my face and electrolysis down there. Just like laser, it is kind of expensive in a way. If you can find coupons, great coupons, do what you can. Maybe they have, certain places might have deal packages. My first session was about $130 for an hour. My next 2 sessions were 2 hours each, and it was about $200. So it's not cheap. Transitioning is not cheap, and everybody that's transitioning or should be getting into transitioning should know this whole process is not cheap. I am kind of curious to know how much I've spent over the last 5 years. And that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them down below. My next video that I'm putting out should be on my consult appointment and how, spoiler, I got my surgery date. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Hope you guys liked it, and as always, thanks for watching.